shouldn't, honey. You shouldn't.
It shouldn't. So, which brings me to the fact that extracurricular activities can, by all means, be related to discipline.
Oh, absolutely. And if you're not using it, you're crazy.
Mm-hmm. So, Missy tried out or auditioned for chorus.
Oh, Lord.
And did not get it. Also, I tried out or was recommended for Pearls, which is an after-school activity. Did not get it.
It's something.
Same teacher is involved in both. Okay, she's in third grade.
Now it still seems like it's a common denominator, child.
She's in third grade. So she's crying.
Oh.
I didn't get into Pearls and I didn't get into chorus.
So every extracurricular thing that she has pursued, basically.
Mm-hmm. Since she's been there, because last year she tried Pearls and didn't get in last year.
You know how I am about girls and self-esteem. So
9 years old.
So this,
and she's 8.
This makes me very nervous because I don't want this to be discouraging for her to pursue other things in the future.
Girl, and she would be like, I just want a life coach.
Wait a minute. She needs one or she want to be one?
She needs one because I explained to her what a mentor program was, and it was the Pearls program. So it was like, you're exposed to different things.
I'll be her mentor.
Girl,
I'll be
was
her life coach.
Dying. She said, I need a life coach. When am I going to get my life coach? And I was like, oh, sweetie.
I love her.
I can help you with life. Trust me. We got you on this.
We got you like Issa.
Like Issa, we got y'all. So, okay. So being the parent, teacher, and this was sent from county website, county email to this specific lady.
Can I just say, I know a lot of times I try to caution myself on being that parent because we know those parents and we have been a victim of those parents.
Right.
But every now and then, we know the tricks of the trade.
Right.
Every now and then, we got to throw that spade out and throw it out and let
So this
let
was
them know.
I see you.
I get it.
And give me some feedback. Of course, we know how to finagle it and make it nice and clean. But it was like,
on that thing.
I would like to understand what her singing capabilities are. Like, is there a rubric? And look, I'm like, I'm sure it's really exclusive and you only let specific people in. How can she work to get to that level?
I like it. You better flip that wording on them.
Right. So she's like, oh, I would love to have her in chorus, but her behavior is not blah, blah. So she goes on about how she's social. She's all up in everybody's business and not her own, which I'm like, I know my daughter and this is true.
Right.
So, and that was
isn't that a management thing? Like, why would you get rid of talent at this age?
Yeah.
Where they're still in the learning. They don't know how to conduct themselves in an extracurricular activity.
Right.
They don't know. This is their first taste of it. So I would question, why the freak you so serious at this level? Like, I'm going to need you to lower the standards just a bit. I ain't trying to tell you to
And do you know that I teach at the Magnet for Performing Arts?
Yes.
So, I had to throw that into my email. Like, there are people at my school that I would love to have her learn under. This is a response to her behavior email. What is her talent? I would like to know, can she sing or can't she? Because behavior may be an issue, but I just want to know if this is something we should pursue.
Hold up. God just dropped another little nugget. Just like how gifted teachers try not to keep behavior issues in their classes. It ain't about behavior, boo. That's on you. Like, you're going to have to fix that. Like, you're going to have to figure out what makes that baby tick and help them through that. But if the baby got the brains, they need to be up and gifted because discipline should not be a factor.
Absolutely.
So,
by all means, she should pursue music. And I said, well, I've only taught her at a performing arts school. And so I recognize, and this is still me saying, I recognize the value of a well-rounded person and being exposed to the arts. How can we get her exposed to that? And then she could recommend somebody else that she don't want to deal with.
Yeah.
Missy.
So what did she say?
So she said, and I said, and this would be an amazing tool to remind her of when it's time to, motivate her in class.
Absolutely.
that behavior does go into being a part of these extracurricular activities.
Again, young person, 8 years old, beginning. You're an elementary school chorus teacher. I need you not to act as if you already at the performing arts school at the high school.
Because I have those people who would teach her
Absolutely.
over you. And they could teach you something too. Because these kids ain't doing all of what my students are doing at this level. So, whatever. I digress. But I still felt like, dang.
But you heard that mama come out. So we had a little friend fix mixed up in here. Because that mama does come out. Sorry.
Right. I don't want to be. And I turned it. Like, when I spoke to my daughter, by no means was I like, you should have got in there. I said your behavior is the reason why you are not in court.
So you're using it as a lesson, but I need parents to understand when you do voice your discontent with issues that happen with the educators, you setting your child up. When you voice it within earshot of your children, you're setting your child up to get in trouble, because then they come up in there all cocky. Right. See, my mama don't even like you either, and she said I should have got in there, so now I'm rolling my eyes and looking stupid at you. Right. So that's from an educator's perspective for any mamas.
Also, if there's a hovering parent that is nitpicking about grades and nitpicking about projects, I'll probably pay a little more attention to how I grade it. And the grade is not always the favorable one. Like an assignment where I would just be like, I would be real freestyle with it and just like give them the benefit of the doubt. If that parent is calling me on something,
always, and you already know that,
I'm like, well, let me make sure I read this rubric and make sure that there are no extra points that are involved in there that I would normally have given.
Yeah.
So be careful.
Yeah, because it can go both ways.
It can go both ways. And if you have that rubric at home and you follow it to the T, then by all means, you can go ahead and call a teacher on it.
Right out.
A point that they didn't get or whatever. But don't go up there just trying to defend your kid and you don't know what they've done or what. And so that was us. We were blindsided by, I know her.
Speaking of blindsided, how... As a teacher, because I went through this, when do you contact a parent if a child is failing or if you see that a child is in the process of that? Because we're talking about grades and discipline. So some people tie grades to discipline, unfortunately. But then sometimes you got your regular grades.
Which I believe that professor who had the same teacher, gatekeeper, he's had really low grades in music. And I think I told you that. He is very musically inclined.
He did. Mm-hmm.
And thank God that he wasn't like deterred from trying out in middle school.
Because now he's in band, right?
He's doing amazing. He loves it. Like, you see his little glasses. Like,
I've got to come to a concert. Please don't let me miss it. Okay? I got to come. I'm a band girl, honey. I play the flute. Don't play. I play.
We talked about that.
Go on somewhere.
So yeah, he's still excited about it and he still loves it. Thank goodness he wasn't, because his grade was low in music always from the same person. And I'm just like, so your question was like, at what point as a teacher do you contact a parent when their grade is low? And this is so like, I hope I don't ruffle any feathers. If I know the parent is very attentive,
yes, you're right though,
then I will let them know. You're being proactive
and you are helping headaches.
Like, and you're getting people on your team. It's like, I need your help. This is what's going on with their grade. They're not turning in stuff. I want you to know because I know that you're an active parent. And now, if I remember one day a
board office member was in, her child was in my class. And I straight up gave him an F. And the parent called me one day, but I knew what I was doing. She didn't know. She wasn't privy. I was making a point to the kids. They were going to get to do a retake. But I was making a point, like, don't come up in here assuming you're going to get a retake.
Right.
So I gave him an F, and I only counted it like 0.5. I didn't even count it much in the grade book. They didn't know that. They thought it was counting 2 times like all the other tests. But I was proving a point. So I explained to her when she called me. I wasn't proactive, which I should have been. Again, we just talked about looking back at what we would have changed.
Right. But then also, like, if you're not doing that for every parent, like, it's just that courtesy of teacher to teacher, let me let you know. Or parent to parent. Like,
but so I have this argument beyond teacher to teacher, which, yes, I feel like we should all have each other's backs, because my biggest fear before Ansley and Brooklyn came to school, like, I cried. I remember crying because I cried actually in the principal's office before she started pre-K because I felt like I told her, I said, I just need to know that my child is being taken care of because I know that I have taken care of so many other people's kids in my time at the school. Absolutely. So it's going to break my heart if my child gets into a classroom and she's not being taken care of. And it's from my colleagues. Like, you know, I'm an educator. So if you're not doing right by my child or trying to look out or give us a hand, you know, I'm not saying give my child anything by any means, but give me respect me enough to give me a heads up on my child if they are failing or if they can't get all their sight words, you know. Right.
And let then the side note is the problem with being a teacher and having kids. Like, you remember Snowpocalypse? Mm-hmm. Why are you calling me saying we are letting your kids out when you know good and well I am sitting in a class holding kids?
As well. Mm-hmm.
As well. Like, I was fuming about that because it was like, so you're going to let my kids go and freeze in the snow while I'm here holding
and there's no parent there to receive them.
You know what it is. Like,
that makes me funny. So mad. I had another situation like that last week, girl. I'm in the media center. And I'm working on something. We're doing doing an assessment this week. So the media specialist and I had to work through some data input. Right. Mm-hmm. So I'm listening because she has to get up and try to check out some books for somebody. And I'm oblivious to the fact that it's one of our teacher's kids. And they're going through a kindergartner who is knocking these books out. He's just reading up something. And so the parent was like, yeah. He read the book last night and he's already taken the test. He's back to get another one. She's like, well, I haven't set up the kindergarten passwords yet. And then they said, isn't that Miss So-and-so's son? So I'm overhearing all this. So I chime in. I was like, just put it under his mama's name. Yeah. And I want to talk to her first. I said, I don't know any parent of a kindergartner who's going to complain or restrict their kindergarten child about reading about duckies. Let the child get the book under his mama. Oh, I just don't know. I said, I feel like she would feel like you're taking care of her child. Mm-hmm. And she just kept going back and forth with me. And so, of course, I went back to ask, you know me, I went and asked the teacher. I said, do you have a problem with your child checking out books under your name? She said, oh, gosh, no, Lord. Yeah, no, and I said, I was just wondering, I said, please shoot old girl an email and let her know that it's okay. Because to me,
you haven't done what you needed to do and now you can't fix the problem.
Right. So to me, that's just being a gatekeeper and, you know, we should be a part of kind of like this secret society, you know.
Because
we're already struggling.
Help each other out.
We know what we're going through as parents, you know, and as teachers. And I appreciate my baby's teacher who I had an issue with and I emailed her. And her response was, give me a call when you got a minute and I can put you at ease. Right. Like, it wasn't you're so crazy. You're that parent. She was like, holler at me. I still hadn't called her. Because I just felt good that she was willing to do it. So I don't even really need to talk to her anymore. And my child already told me they had a conversation about what my topic of the email was. So I know she handled it. I'm good.
So let me in just, I guess in a nutshell, I do want to go back on what I said. Discipline can affect a student's grade. Because I don't want people to think like if your kid is bad, that their grades should be bad too. Because if they're not doing what they need to do, like listening to the teacher, their
and they're missing information
is going to suffer because of their behavior.
Absolutely.
So that's different than
a behavior. Shouldn't be punished through a grade.
Right.
That's what it is.
Right. It's not a punishment. It is, you took the test and because you decided to talk the whole time, you didn't get what you needed. So that is a standard-based grade.
Absolutely.
But you came late to my class, minus 10 points.
Yeah, no.
That's not cool because it's not related to cells.
Exactly.
Like it's not related to if you can hit the scales in the chorus.
Exactly.
It's about because you're trying to be chatty. So yeah. So the discipline for Missy was that she was not able to do the extracurricular because she couldn't get it right in the class in the first place. Yeah. So that's fair. If she feels, if the teacher feels like they don't want to spend an extra 30 minutes with this particular child because I've already dealt with you all day long, or 20 minutes through, I don't even know how long the little connections are.
They're so short.
Right. Couldn't deal with her for that long that I'm like, I get it. Well, I'll find somebody else to mentor.
life coach.
Still, I need a life